For over 50 years, humans have dreamed of returning to the moon. After the Apollo missions ended in 1972, no one has ever set foot on the lunar surface since. But that's about to change with NASA's Artemis mission. Yep, that's right. We're going back to the moon! I don't know why I said it like that. But anyway, the program is named after Artemis, the twin sister of Apollo in Greek mythology, hinting towards the previous missions done by NASA in the United States in the 60s and 70s. Unlike Apollo, which focused on short visits, Artemis is about long-term presence on the moon, scientific discovery, and international collaboration. NASA is working with space agencies from all over the world, as well as commercial companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin to make these missions possible. The first mission in the program was Artemis I. It was part 1 of 3 key steps. It launched in November 2022, and it was an uncrewed mission designed to test NASA's new Space Launch System, the most powerful rocket built since Saturn V, and the Orion spacecraft, which will carry astronauts safely into deep space. Artemis I flew around the moon and returned to Earth, validating NASA's spacecraft systems, deep space navigation, and re-entry procedures. The mission was a major success, proving that humans can safely travel beyond Earth orbit once again. Artemis II is now scheduled for February 6th, 2026, and it will be the first crewed mission of the program. 4 astronauts will travel around the moon in Orion in a matter of weeks from now, and they will test life support, communication, navigation, and radiation shielding, while they will not land on the moon though. This mission will take humans farther from Earth than anybody has ever been in decades, preparing for the challenges of deep space travel in future Artemis missions. The historic lunar landing will then happen with Artemis III, which is currently planned for mid-2027. Yep, that's right, 2 astronauts will descend onto the lunar surface near the moon's south pole in 2027. That's not far away. It's a region that has never been explored by humans, so these astronauts will use the new developed human landing system, which is made by SpaceX, to travel from lunar orbit onto the surface of the moon. Once there, astronauts will conduct scientific experiments, collect lunar samples, and test technologies for long-term stays, while the Orion spacecraft will remain in lunar orbit, ready to safely bring the crew home, just like the lunar module in Apollo 11, Apollo 12, and all the other Apollo missions. The lunar South Pole is especially important to scientists around the globe because some areas are in permanent shadow, where scientists believe that water as ice could exist. Water is essential for life and fuel. It can be converted into drinking water, oxygen for breathing, and hydrogen and oxygen for rocket fuel. Learning to use resources already on the moon, a process called in situ resource utilization, is critical for preparing humans for Mars, where resources are even more limited. After Artemis III, NASA will then focus on building sustainable lunar operations with further Artemis missions. Artemis IV will help construct a Lunar Gateway, a proposed small space station that will orbit the moon. The gateway will serve as a hub for docking, research, and logistics. Artemis V and subsequent missions will then expand lunar habitats, deploy rovers, conduct more science and testing, and further develop systems that are needed for human missions to Mars in the future. The Artemis program relies on advanced technology and international collaboration. Key technologies include the Space Launch System rocket and the Orion spacecraft, which will be launched into space by the SLS rocket, human landing systems, the Lunar Gateway, and surface systems such as habitats, rovers, power systems, and life support modules. International partners contribute critical modules and equipment, while commercial companies provide landers, spacecraft, and transportation systems. The moon is being used as a stepping stone for Mars. Artemis missions allow astronauts to test life support, radiation, shielding, and human performance while in deep space. Lunar habitats simulate conditions similar to Mars, including isolation, extreme temperatures, and limited resources. Every experiment, landing, and orbit brings humans closer to the Red Planet. It's also a chance to train teams, coordinate international programs and commercial operations, and prepare for the challenges of operating in an environment where resupply is simply just limited. Artemis is more than a return to the moon. It represents humanity's next giant leap. Artemis I proved persistence. Artemis II will carry humans farther away from Earth than anyone in decades. And Artemis III will land astronauts at the lunar South Pole, with Artemis 4 and 5 being set to establish infrastructure and sustainable lunar operations for further future missions. The experience gained from these missions will guide humanity towards Mars and beyond. The moon is no longer the final frontier, and with Artemis, humans are planning to return, explore, innovate, and expand the knowledge, technology, and experience gained on the moon. It will shape the future of space exploration for some decades to come. Artemis is just the beginning. In short, the main goals of the Artemis program are to return human beings to the moon, including landing the first woman and first person of colour onto the lunar surface, exploring the lunar South Pole, a region with specific scientific interests, establishing sustainable lunar operations such as building infrastructure like habitats and the Lunar Gateway for long-term presence on the moon, testing technology for Mars to reach the Red Planet one day, and to foster international and commercial collaboration, working with other space agencies and private companies to expand capabilities and share expertise. In short, the mission is to go back to the moon, explore the moon, stay on the moon, learn more, and prepare for Mars. We're not just going to the moon, we're not visiting anymore, we're going to stay. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. It's free to do and it will help me out plenty.